I'm guessing most of you that are over the age of 21, of course, like to go out from time to time and have an alcoholic beverage here or there. Whether it's a cold beer, a mixed drink, maybe some wine, or even maybe you're a whiskey and ice kind of a person. Well, today I would like to explain the effects that alcohol has on your body. Most of you have probably had a drink before, whether it was a one-time deal or maybe you like to do it regularly. I would assume that anyone who has had a drink knows the immediate effects of alcohol, such as the positives like feeling of euphoria and feeling more sociable, maybe even feeling a little more confident in giving your speech in your Speech 100 class. But there's also some negative effects such as impaired judgment, loss of coordination, and impaired vision, which can have greater effects in your life, such as driving your car or maybe problems in your house. But what I would like to take a look at today is what happens to your body after your buzz goes away, such as what exactly a hangover is, why it makes you feel so awful, what regular alcohol consumption can do to your physical appearance, and how it can affect your long-term health. First thing I would like to look at is what exactly a hangover is. According to About.com, the term hangover refers to a constellation of unpleasant and painful symptoms that can develop after drinking too much alcohol. Those symptoms can range from mild discomfort to the more severe symptoms such as headache, dizziness, nausea, diarrhea, and dehydration. There is no set amount of alcohol that will cause a hangover, since each individual reacts different to alcohol. But generally, the more you drink, the more severe your hangover symptoms will be. The symptoms during a hangover are mainly caused by two factors, which are dehydration that you experience from over-urinating because alcohol is a toxin, and the toxic effects that alcohol poisoning has on many vital parts of your body, such as your liver, your brain, and your central nervous system. This can directly affect your sleep and your regular body rhythms, which will have a negative result on your mood, attention, and your concentration abilities. So as you can see here, a heavy bout of drinking affects nearly every system in the body for up to 24 hours, everywhere from your brain, pituitary glands, your central nervous system, even your muscles become weaker, your pancreas, obviously your kidneys and liver, and even your heart. It can have effects such as a mild headache to an irregular heartbeat, and it really, obviously there's nothing good about it. So there is no proven cure for a hangover, and they generally do go away, within 24 hours on their own. But it can be a variable, miserable day that will have you saying that you're never going to drink again, which I'm sure all of us have said before. So, well, I'm sure all of you already knew what a hangover was, and you probably had a few. Something you may not know is how it can change your physical appearance too. The most commonly known effect that alcohol has on your appearance is that it's very fattening. According to Simply Beer, a 12-ounce glass of beer can range anywhere from 100 calories to 611 calories, which is the equivalent of eating a Big Mac. And obviously most people don't just stop at one drink, so it can have a pretty huge effect on your body. And drinking 5 pounds of beer a week is the equivalent of eating 221 donuts a year. And if you drink often a day, you just drink 5 beers a week. Besides fat, alcohol is more calorie dense than any other part or any other substance, which is bad in itself. But the fact that it leaves consumed protein, carbohydrates, and fat to be deposited to your fat stores is even worse. The reason this happens is because the liver converts consumed alcohol into components that cannot be stored by the body, which have to be metabolized immediately. While burning these components, it stops metabolizing and utilizing protein, carbohydrates, and fats, which are then processed and stored as fat wherever the person tends to carry it, whether it's in your gut or your legs or your face or anywhere. Another part of your body that alcohol can change is your skin. A short-term consequence of drinking is bloating and bags under your eye, which can be very off-putting, but they usually go away, if you don't drink too often. But a more long-term consequence is premature aging and wrinkling, and also your face looking flush, which is a skin disorder known as rhinophema, and it is a facial disconfiguration. It doesn't look very good. And and as you can see, one 155 milliliter glass of wine is equal to 5 teaspoons of butter. Again, that's not terrible if you just have one, but most people don't have one. While those first couple of consequences from alcohol are not very desirable, they're not going to kill you, but this last one possibly could. Some of your main body parts that are affected by alcohol are your brain, your liver, your lungs, your heart, stomach, and even your bones, and that's just to name a few. It can also affect your blood circulation and pressure and your mental health. Many people think that drinking alcohol will help them cope with pain and tough situations, but they don't know that it's actually a depressant that's linked to suicide. The Men's Health Foundation reports that 65% of suicides are linked to excessive drinking, 70% of men who kill themselves have been drinking alcohol, and almost a third of suicides among young people take place while the person is intoxicated. Another area that people do not realize affects your body is your sexual health. Your drinking impairs your judgment and throws out all your ambitions, which in turn can stop you from practicing safe sex and highly increases your chance of getting an STD. And it also has a huge effect on your fertility. It can make you infertile in both men and women, and it can lower your sex drive and even cause erectile dysfunction. Lastly, alcohol is a huge cause for many diseases, such as cancer, diabetes, and obviously alcoholism, because addiction is a disease. According to About.com, alcoholism plagues nearly 7% of all Americans, and I'm sure many people have seen it tear apart families and ruin lives. So in conclusion, as you can see, alcohol has many negative effects on people's lives, from ruining your day to your physical appearance, to your health, and in most cases even your life if you abuse it too much. And while we just talked about all the negative effects of alcohol, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong in going, having a beer, maybe watching a baseball game with your friends, as long as you do it in moderation and it's under control.
Marlene, what did you think?
I think we started out with a good intro talking about how we all have probably their life. But and you did introduce what you were gonna say. I like the visuals. It's just that when you mentioned how it affects you physically, like your face gets flushed, you get eye bags and stuff. It would have been nice if maybe you presented a picture of someone with an extreme case of it, just to freak us out a little. The other visuals were good. I think we had that one guy showing the different particles. He had two of those, so maybe one of them would have been fine. I think overall it's pretty good. And you presented facts. And you also said their sources were really good. I think maybe speak a little louder.
Okay. I thought the setup was really solid. There's a nice piece of dry humor at the beginning of the speech that works well to get the audience's attention. You've got a little bit of justification there as well. So everything in the opening, I think, worked pretty well. In the body of the speech, you're usually citing